What's up guys, Bloodshed here, bringing you the Jade speed farm build for Diablo 3, patch 2.6.1 in season 12. Now this Jade build is great. It's great for speeds, speed 60s, 70s. When you go higher and higher, and if you want to push with Jade next season, just know that it didn't get a survivability increase. It still takes a lot of damage. You do get spiked a lot, but it's great for speeds. The damage went up like crazy, so let's go ahead and cover the damage increase. So the 2-piece bonus used to do 120 damage, seconds worth of damage. Now it does 480. So you can see it went up by 4 times the damage it used to be for the 2-piece. The 6-piece used to be 300 seconds. Now it's 1200 seconds. So quadruple damage for Jade, amazing for speeds. In this testing, we have 800 Paragon and no augments. I do have really good gear, as you can see, but no augs or anything like that. Cooldown, I think I'm rocking 49, the best number ever, 49 times. Lakumbas for survivability with cold damage. If you've never played Jade before, basically you put dots on targets and you consume those dots with Soul Harvest, and it does a bunch of seconds worth of damage as a nuke. So Soul Harvest is your nuke. It also keeps you alive with Lakumbas. So let's just demonstrate the build and go out there. So there's my Paragon, in case you're wondering. Let's go ahead and jump into a T13 Rift here. A Severance till we get to some mobs. Throw a few dots, group them up. And I actually Soul Harvest way early, so that's what you don't want to do. And you can see as soon as I Soul Harvest, it blows them up. 1 or 2 dots, consume, and then it blows them up. Severance. When Severance is down, you want to use your Horrify. It fears the enemies and gives you a huge speed boost to get you to the next pack. Dot them up, blow them up, the next pack. Look for the elites. When Haunt lands on an enemy, it also does damage on top of that. So here's a shielding mob. We want to maybe hit him with Piranha Nado. Piranha Nado is another nice multiplier that we can do. It groups them up and does 15% increased damage. So ideally, I guess we would, let's do an ideal damage combo here. So we would look for an elite, group them up, throw a few dots on him, and then consume the dots, and then boom, blow him up like that. So this is a really strong build, and I was doing speed 75s pretty easily, but again, it does kind of drop off because the survivability has not changed. So I don't know if they could maybe add some survivability somewhere on the build, but it's kind of probably a delicate balance with Jade because it does hit hard. So that's something that they'd have to probably work out. We're using the Ring of Emptiness also. So when things are affected by Haunt and Locust Swarm, we do like 300% multiplicative damage to the target. So that's why you want to get both dots on them. And then it synergizes perfectly with Soul Harvest because it consumes those dots like we were saying earlier. I like Traveler's Pledge and Compass Rose. It gives us that like standalone survivability since we're moving around anyway. And that Jade doesn't have. So it gives us a 50% damage reduction on the build, and whenever we want to switch to damage, we can just stand still, do some casting, and switch over to the damage variant of Focus and Restraint of the Traveler's Pledge combo. I'm sorry. So look at all these dots everywhere. We're just going to consume everything and blow it up and move on. The belt we're using is the Haunting Girdle, so when we haunt, it throws out 2 spirits, and we're using the passive that throws out an extra spirit. So we have just spirits everywhere. And don't forget, when you land with a second spirit on a target, it consumes that and does a lot of damage. So it's like a little mini nuke. So that's why our single target's pretty good. So the Rift Guardian shouldn't be a problem. Jade's always done pretty good against elite packs and things like that. Oh, this guy was still alive. Okay, let's push in over here. I think Jade was in the 90s before, so I would imagine if somebody gets a good Rift, you can push into the low 100s or the high 90s with Jade. I think there was a 98 Jade clear or 96 Jade clear back in the day. So now that it has quadruple damage, I'm sure that somebody's gonna figure it out. It's really, really tough to play for me, I guess, at that kind of level. Especially, I don't have that much experience on Jade. I play a lot of Iraq here in Helltooth. We are using a Vile Hive in the cube, and that's gonna give us a 60% increased damage on Locust Swarm, and it's gonna jump from target to target. So that's really good. So we are using Locust Swarm on our bar so that when the Wormwood is doing damage around us, it's proccing Cloud of Insects. And that's gonna let enemies do 25% reduced damage to us since we're squishy. You know, it's really nice to have that damage reduction. If it's early season and you're taking a lot of damage, you can switch Soul to Waste, which gives us movement speed. You can switch it to Languish. Languish is gonna give us lots of armor, more survivability. So that's something that you can do early season to kind of thwart getting spiked to death. Grave Injustice lowers our cooldown. Rush of Essence gives us unlimited spirits. Creeping Death lets all of our dots last forever, and Confidence lets us do more damage since we're going to be up close and personal with the enemies as it is. So we might as well do more damage to them, right? Let's kind of push in here. So you can see the build's actually fun to play. For bounties, I can see it being really good since you don't need anything particular. You don't need anything special for this to be effective for bounties. Like you don't need an Ingeom or you don't need this or that. There's pretty much no setup necessary. You just jump in and start doing damage. So that's nice. This will probably be something I do for bounties, but you know, Helltooth is always a good option for that as well. I ran a few tests, but I haven't really got a chance to dig deep into the new Helltooth buffs or the Zuni buffs so much. Zuni a little bit we actually covered, but not so much Helltooth. So we'll see just exactly what's better, what's faster. The Quetzalcoatl we have in the Kanai's Cube lets the dots like do damage in half the time. So it kind of ramps up the speed of your dots, so you're doing more damage over time faster. So that's another thing that synergizes perfectly with the build. Rachel's Ring, I think I have it in the cube. It's good if you wear it because it has fear on hit, and whenever you fear, you get a speed increase. So if you ever want to go fast, you can pop Horrify, boom, and you get a little bonus plus Severance. This script has been pretty good. I found lots of elites, so it wasn't really so useful, but that's basically how you use it. Use it like another Severance button in, you know what I mean, as you're running through the rift or whatever. So let's do damage here. They were kind of separate, so that kind of sucked, but we still killed them really fast. Maybe you'll see the Rift Guardian, how much damage it takes. Throw a few dots on there and hit them, and we almost took half Rhyme's health with one Soul Harvest, so that's pretty good. If you're new here, make sure to hit that sub button. It helps me out a lot, and we're going to be covering lots of videos on the PTR. I've already put out like maybe 13, 14 videos, but there's a lot more to come. They literally buffed like over 20 sets in the game, so that's what we're going to be doing, is just kind of showing you guys the changes in video form, and I hope you enjoy the content this way. Check out my Patreon if you want to support further, or check me out at twitch.tv/bloodshed. We stream and play Diablo 6 days a week, so come join us, all right? We need more new blood. We need more new blood in chat. Anyways, this is the Bloodshed. I'm out of here. Peace.